Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we are looking at another little preview battle of Total War Warhammer 3. This time it is Khorne versus the Ogre Kingdoms, and it takes place in a Ogre Kingdoms minor settlement. They're actually things now. What was that heavy metal riff going on? That was awesome. Hi Khorne, I see you've entered the fray. So look at this, minor settlement battles. It's amazing. It's a beautiful map, which we'll see a lot more of. There's lead belchers, belching lead, which is awesome. And here we have some, I want to say mongrels. What are they called? Gorges. I don't want to say mongrels. They're gorges. And those were some units on Rhinox, by the looks of it. There's a Stonehorn fighting a Bloodthirster. Oh my god, the cinematic replay. It just keeps moving. It keeps moving. Ah, now this is a sight. These Bloodletters are about to charge a bunch of Noblars, which is very bad for the Ogre Kingdoms here, because Bloodthirsters get empowered when they kill more. So feeding them Noblars like that is a very, very bad idea. Those ogres really need to get stuck in and start killing those Bloodthirsters in a hurry. They really do. They're just going to get more powerful. Silly billies. Or silly bulls, I suppose. So another look at this map. You can see little flags dotted around, because just like other siege battles now in Total War Warhammer, there are different capture points, and the more capture points you have, the more supplies that you can earn in order to build barricades and towers with. So those ogres with man-eaters with ogre pistols are going to run away. They're going to go regroup, and it looks like some cannon shots were coming in, possibly from a Khornite artillery piece. So here you can see the Mournfang cavalry fighting a bunch of what are they? Blood crushers? I can never name those properly, because there's like blood crushers and skull munchers and a bunch of other nonsense. Either way, all the Juggernaut cavalry. So Bloodletters on Juggernauts and Chaos Warriors on Juggernauts. I'll just call them that. That way I can't be wrong. So here is a Soul Grinder. Very capable in melee, but it does have a ranged attack as well. So it is taking some shots before charging in. Though it is charging in now, they can also fire while moving, so it will get some damage in. Here you can see two Bloodthirsters. One is the Exalted Bloodthirster, which is leading the army, and then there's another one which is just a single model entity that you pick up like you would a Feral Carnosaur or something. It's kind of insane. There's also Scrag there with his Blood Cauldron, swinging the cauldron around, just splashing everyone with blood that he doesn't, you know, grind into a pulp with the cauldron. That thing probably weighs quite a bit. So back over here you can see the... Oh yeah, the ogres did charge in to try and do some work. And, oh, and there was a rear charge. A rear charge took place. These are the Saber Tusks, which are incredibly powerful. They have really good weapon strength, but they do rampage. So if you can do some damage to them, they are going to just charge at the nearest unit, and that's a good way to waste their potency. Make sure they can't get into your back line and hurt what you don't want to be hurt. Though, if you're in a Khorne army, you don't have a back line. It's all front line. Everything is deadly. So if they jump into your back line, brilliant. More stuff to kill. Who cares? Not really a problem. So here you can see these Bloodletters have managed to get into these Ogre pistols that are taking pot shots. Nice in close range. They look amazing. And these are Chaos Warriors with halberds coming in as well. They're obviously going to be incredibly useful against an Ogre army that is mostly large units. So the other entrance again, we're just taking laps of this map. So those lead belchers are taking shots in, but actually it looks like the ogres have won pretty convincingly on this entrance, or these two entrances, I suppose. It's sort of three entrances in like one there, but on this flank I'd say the ogres are definitely struggling. They have their lord over here as well as their hero, the Fire Belcher, who is incredibly good. Or is it Fire Belly rather? Anyway, very powerful melee combatant that happens to be a Lord of Fire spellcaster as well. Very scary combination. Got a lot of abilities that just lets him explode or belch fire, just, you know, as well as his spells, which are very powerful as well. So that Bloodthirster trying to chase off that Stonehorn there, which is very intimidating. A lot of these capture points are just being left alone at the moment, though I haven't seen much evidence of supplies being utilised. I've not seen any towers or barricades being placed yet. So that is something that needs to be done at some point. And here you've got Chaos Warriors with dual axes. Very good anti-infantry unit and a lot of armour. So probably not a great unit to be bringing against ogres. You know, any ogre unit. Sure, there's big weapon damage, you know, big weapon strength. but they're not going to be able to utilise the anti-infantry. Well, they can against those Noblars, but Noblars are kind of irrelevant. You can kill them with anything in Khorne's roster. But you're not going to be able to make use of that. And all ogres do a big amount of armour piercing, so that armour's not going to help you out too much. So I don't know how useful they're going to be in this battle. Quite useful while it's having Noblars thrown at them, but, you know, when they're fighting ogres, it might be a bit harder. Looks like Khorne's troops are still firing in. Another little vista of the place. Really just doing laps. And here you can see there are bridges overlooking a couple of these entrances, which I think are amazing. I love that there are bridges in these minor settlements, because it basically makes certain paths through the map a lot longer than they otherwise would be, and gives these additional ways that sort of, they can be sort of choke pointed, and there can be additional range damage brought to bear on people from the safety of the bridge, which I think is really interesting. It does make me think that people will just be attacking from the sides, rather than from that front main entrance, though. I think that front main entrance will be completely ignored. And there goes a Bloodthirster. They've actually managed to take out a Bloodthirster at that entrance. Which things were looking really bad for the ogres over here, but actually, it does look a bit like... It does look a bit like the, you know, Khorne demons are running out of steam here. Which is very interesting to see. And I saw arrow fire there. I think a tower has been built on that side of the map, and that has been whittling down those targets. So it just shows the power of these minor settlement battles. The fact that you can create these towers. And I can see more shots being fired there. But yeah, you can just see these towers being built. One, I think, is being built in dead center there. You can just see it's sort of a ghost of a tower that are being built. But it's really cool. It's a really nice way to sort of augment these battles. So not only do you have these much more intricate maps with all these different choke points and, you know, different sort of streets to fight towards, all these different capture points. You know, you've got all these additional things that can be built, which I think is really cool. I think it's a really nice touch, and I think it's going to really change how a lot of these battles play out. Unfortunately, as with all games like this, people will eventually find the path of least resistance and stick to it, which, you know, hopefully this same template isn't what is used for every single minor settlement battle, and that there will be huge variety in terms of the layouts of these settlements, so we can get that variety. But so far, it's looking good. You know, this is a very cool looking map. Soul Grinder still taking shots, and there's the skull cannon. I forget what his actual name is. Something like a skull cannon, isn't it? It's probably got skull in it. It's Khorne. I can never remember the names of anything in the Khorne roster because it's all just skull and blood, and yeah, you know what I mean. If I say skull cannon, you know what I mean. So it'll do. So Lead Belcher's really positioned here to get some good shots in, but wow, Scrag's taking some shots. He's taking some shots from the Khorne weaponry there. He should probably move. And yeah, you can see that ghost of a tower. That's being built right now. And you can build barricades in this area as well. And, ooh, what's that over there? Is that another... That is another Khorne cannon, and it just did a wheelie. It just popped a wheelie. It's basically a lawnmower. It's basically a demon lawnmower. It's absolutely absurd. That's Khorne for you. It's just completely over the top, heavy metal. You know, motorcycles, just mad nonsense. Good old Khorne. So two-dimensional, but those two dimensions are incredibly entertaining. Also, one thing I find interesting is we can see in the background this evidence of these gigantic aqueducts, and I'm pretty sure these are the ruins of the ancient Sky Titan kingdom. I don't know what their, you know, how they were ruled, whether it was a king or not, but whatever it may be, it's sort of evidence of the Sky Titans' old buildings, which I think is really cool to reference that, because it's not something that's really, as far as I'm aware, I can't think of any mention of the Sky Titans' architecture still lingering, but being able to see them in the distance, these huge building projects, you know, just in ruins, thanks to the ogres, of course. But it's really nice. There's a huge amount of storytelling here, especially because this map is built around a dragon skeleton. So we've seen its skull multiple times, but on either side of that, you can see its sort of front claws, you know, its front arms, or whatever you'd call the front of a dragon. They're splayed out on either side of it, and you can see the tail behind it. It's a dragon, you know, that they've built a settlement within. It's really cool. There's brilliant bits of storytelling in these maps. So it's not just added gameplay, it's also added story and lore and fluff and world building. And that's amazing when you have a unique... Oh? Oh, that exploded. Okay, fair enough. When you have a unique sort of map like this, to be able to have it do so many jobs is incredible. So there goes the Skull Crusher. Not Skull Crusher. Soul Grinder. See what I mean? It's Khorne stuff, you know. Yeah, Scrag's waving. Good job. Good job, Scrag. So, yeah, really cool. Really cool to see. Once again, the Ogres win. I know, it seems I'm favouring the Ogres somewhat. I don't mean to be. I'm just trying to give you the replays that are showing the most interesting stuff from the cinematic replays that I have. So, yeah, amazing. Really cool. I think there's so much opportunity here. And if that's the quality we see from other minor settlement battles, if they do that for every faction, you know, with that degree of sort of additional world building and gameplay opportunity, then I really can't fault it. It really does seem like they've ticked all the boxes. Certainly, they've gone above my expectation. I thought, you know, they'd diversify the ways in. I thought the maps would be more in line with Three Kingdoms or Troy, which seems to be the case. But just to have little world building elements in there and really have it feel like there's a big theme surrounding each map is really cool, and I hope that is consistent with all the other maps. But I've got to say, it's looking great so far. Also, I'm not sure if I mentioned, that was a video that Creative Assembly sent me. So I wasn't in control of it, and it was recorded in 1080p. So although it is in 2K on my channel, that's just so there was less loss of information there. So, you know, we didn't lose any more quality from it. And I always record in 2K, and so there you go. That's also 2K. But yeah, so bear that in mind. That is a 1080p video. So if it doesn't seem to be as high resolution as YouTube is telling you that it should be, that is why. That is why. So, and development in progress as well. But I've got to say, I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and let me know what you think about it all, because there's a lot of new stuff here. You know, there's a lot of stuff we can speculate about, and there could be a lot of red flags for you guys, or a lot of reasons for you to be ecstatic. You know, I'm not you. I don't know how you feel about it. Let me know. I'd love to hear it. So I'll see you in the next one. Take care, guys. Have a good one.